Welcome back to Mini Challenge Clubsport Talk Show second series. This is the first episode and we're going to catch up with how everything went in the first rounds. Slight delay in everything. That's due to technical problems. We're doing it a little different. It's not live. We're going to be catching up with people as and when they can, and we're piecing it all together. So let's get ready for episode 1 of series 2. So next up, we've got the podium position drivers of the S53 class from Brands Hatch over the 3 races that were there. Delighted to say we've got DJ, where is it? That way. DJ Paul Sawyer. Evening, sir.
Evening.
That was 2 firsts and a third. Yeah. We've got Chris Johnson, who got a third, a second, and a first, progressed through the day. And Ben Trundley that got a second, a third, and a second. You kind of did the V there, Ben.
Yeah, indeed.
Fantastic. Paul Sawyer, good to speak to you again, mate, and good to see you back doing the mini challenge again.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Another year, 3rd year doing it. So, it's been a lot of fun, actually, already.
And very brightly car, as usual.
Yeah. Trouble is, there's 4 all looking the same.
See, us commentators hate that, you guys. Just so you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, luckily, we have got massive numbers on the roof.
Oh, that's all right then. And yeah, we are normally high up, so we'd be able to see that one. How did it go, Paul? So, I mean, it obviously looks like it started really good with the pair of first and the third. In fact, race 2, I see that you were 5th overall as well.
Yeah, and Brands was, it was a brilliant opener for me. I'd spent some time there beforehand practicing, and got a new driver coach this year. I've got Bobby Thompson that's looking after me, so that's making a massive difference. So I was quite confident coming into Brands, but obviously I had no idea how anybody was going to fare, what sort of practice they'd been doing during the winter, and I knew that obviously Ben was going to be a close rival, and obviously Chris. It was a brilliant weekend, and it was great to start with 2 firsts. It was just a bit of a shame in the 3rd race my engine went bang. So.
Oh really? Yeah, and yet you still managed to finish 3rd.
Yeah, so I was running on 3 cylinders basically, and just going back and back, and I just couldn't hold on to the pace at all. But wow. Unfortunately, keeping it going like that really well and truly meant a new engine. So wasn't really the start of the year that I wanted, but it's just one of those things with racing.
What a nightmare that is. I mean, I guess you can still sit there with that confidence, is that even with 3 cylinders coming home 3rd, but to start with the pair of victories, you've got to take that confidence, haven't you?
Yeah.
What's your type? What's your? I mean, it's asking the obvious, but occasionally racing drivers are realistic or something. But is your objective the title?
Oh, definitely. I came into it this year. I mean, I was finished 2nd last year, so obviously I wanted to better that and win it, and that's obviously my goal, as anybody's really that comes into the series. So hopefully it will continue that way.
Well, so far so good. Very good start there, mate. Well done. Who shall I go on to next? I'm going to go with Chris Johnson because he got a 1st place in this. And so, Chris, looking at the results, it was a progression over that opening race weekend of 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Did it literally feel like that for you as well, progressing?
Yeah, it did. It was quite nice to be able to see the difference from practice all the way through to race 3. Obviously not having any pre-season testing due to funding, it's just kind of boosted me a little bit, not knowing where I was going to be and also where the car was going to be, especially with this only being my 2nd ever race season.
Oh, wow. That was
I came in quite fresh last year. No karting, no other racing, and kind of went in deep.
That is really impressive. Fair shout then, because I was going to ask the question, was that progression through the weekend the car or the driver? And I guess in fairness, the answer was just given there, that it was you getting more and more confident.
Yeah, I was definitely finding more confidence, changing a few little setups, playing around with the rear end, trying to mainly get Paddock Hill Bend as best as I can, because that's, I suppose, where you can lose and gain a lot of time coming up to Druids, and then obviously out through Clearways, just trying to get it nice and settled. So it seems to work nicely. Granted, with Paul having what we now know is a 3-cylinder firing only, yeah, it was quite nice to take it, but not always nice to take it when it's a mechanical.
No.
So yeah, it was good.
You got to be in it to win it, so it's all good. It's all good. I mean, what was that like then, driving round the Brands Hatch circuit? I mean, it's one that we've seen for many years, and people jump on it on the sim. It's challenging, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is challenging. Well, last year with me not ever going there, even on a track day, I was doing a lot of sim work. But as soon as you literally stand at the top of Paddock Hill, and you kind of see the gradient, it's a lot different than the sim. You don't get that feel when the car kind of bottoms out as you hit the bottom of the Paddock Hill, and then as you then start to rise, that sensation, that first ever time, you kind of like, oh, okay, this is really what it feels like. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, getting used to that, it was great.
Especially in a one-make series as well, where everybody's close together. I mean, it must be epic.
Yeah, definitely is. It's nice to close racing. It seems that we've all got quite similar cars setups, and obviously with the power, everyone seems to be running close or on the power that we're allowed for the regulations.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. What's your objective for this year then? I mean, second year, it's obvious for Paul Sawyer to be that close last year, and last year's champions moved to the S53s. You're new, and I know that you're going to be there wanting to win, but what deep down are you hoping for and expecting this year?
Deep down, I was kind of wanting just to get onto the podium a lot more. Last year, I managed a third at Snetterton in the wet, so I kind of pushing towards that and hoping that I'd stand on the podium a couple more times than what I did last season, and to be able to stand on each step of the podium in one weekend, it was quite a nice feeling. It was almost like I wasn't happy with third, so I needed to go on second, and I wasn't happy with second, so I thought I'd go on first.
I love that. I really love that. Well, then give us an insight. What was the emotions like when it was the top step?
It was quite hard, really, because obviously I had my family there, as well as a couple of sponsors. So it's kind of, third race, it was quite hard to even consider it at the start. But yeah, when it did happen, I think it probably took half an hour, probably even after I even stood on there, to realise what I'd managed to achieve.
I love that. That is so cool. Ben Trundley, over to you, mate. Like I say, you did the V, didn't you? The second, the third, the second. Mr. Consistency.
Me and Brands Hatch have a very tricky relationship. I've never really come away from there feeling great, track day or race day, quite frankly.
Really?
Every track day, something's always badly broken. So yeah, it's all. I think it's something that's always a bit in the mind for Brands Hatch, for me, to be honest with you.
So not as in it's your personal bogey circuit. You just seem to get no rub of the green.
No, I don't think so. I'm like I say, I don't necessarily have the most positive views of it after what's happened over the period. Like, we had one test day booked in previous to starting the first round of races, and my spark plug seals were compromised. So it was just such a simple thing. But then, we've had to change prep as well. So doing a lot of that at ours now, with the assistance from a couple of mechanics. So yeah, hoping to just sort of go through the cars in a bit better detail and, try and prove a bit more reliability, which, we didn't have again at Brands. I've still never been able to perfect the setup there either. I've not got a lovely perfected setup for different, weather conditions there. So we'll see. We'll try and crack it, with a couple of track days this year if we get a chance. But it was frustrating, but a good bit of competition from the boys as well. And something as well that doesn't help at Brands Hatch is the back markers. You get you get amongst the Coopers pretty quick, because obviously the circuit's only just over the mile, and you're probably getting there with about 3 or 4 minutes to spare. And some of them understand a blue flag really well, and others not quite so much, which then you can get held up behind them. And then obviously when you got a challenge like these two boys, it's not easy to catch back up if you lose a couple of seconds, 3 seconds or so in a corner. So yeah, it wasn't my finest weekend, but yeah, with only half a track day in prep, I was still pretty happy.
I was going to say, to have second, third and second in that, that's not a bad way to get your bogey circuit off your back, done and dusted, and come away with a pretty good haul. What's your objective this year then?
Probably similar to Paul's, really. We both came into it at the same time. We've both had challenges along the way. I think as drivers, we've both come along really well. And I think back to our little tete-a-tete at Croft. Sorry, not Croft, Castle Combe.
Yeah.
Very, very early on in our race careers. And then you look back now and see where we've both come from to now. It is really good, and equally, around Chris as well. You can see his driving's dramatically improved from beginning of last year to this year. So it's quite a nice little battle.
I like that. You're all sort of like progressing together. And I know, Chris, we got a couple of vids from you of your on board where you did things like, what was it? One I think is a brilliant start. One was a bad start, but then the making up for it. A bit of everything in your footage there. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, race 2 was I took my chances around the outside at Druids, and I managed to take, I think it was three places. Certainly secured the 3 places by the Graham Hill Bend. So it's quite a nice one. It was,
I'm not sure if that wasn't when we had a little bit of bodywork as well in that whole same incident there, I think, Paul.
Probably.
Yeah, Druids didn't go too well there.
Ben likes damaging my car.
Someone's got to, eh?
Yeah, the body shots did well out of you, Ben, I tell you.
We've got chairs there, don't worry about it.
I love that. That gives us an insight into how close the racing is, how, you can pull something off in these cars. They're really good at handling. But that banter, that sort of rivalry that's there, that's what you want with racing, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, we actually work together outside of racing as well, so that's quite nice.
Yeah, it's the one good thing about racing. You make a lot of good friends along the way. With the drivers and the teams and the people that come along. It's brilliant.
Like-minded people that
exactly
helps you not only to evacuate your wallet in hobbies, but also to actually better yourself in business and work together. Help each other out. And I just realised today that even Chris Raxel, I think, is one of your main sponsors. He actually did an install on one of our sites at Sleaford.
Oh, right.
So it's such a small world.
Oh, definitely is.
That's really cool. I mean, the other one that I know that I got the impression was, and it's kind of backed up with that conversation, is that when you go to a circuit and you're all racing together and like you said, Paul, about becoming good friends, is that the spirit in the paddock is good fun as well as supportive.
Yeah, definitely. It's really important, really, And all right, you might be bumping into each other every now and then. You might be a bit miffed about it, but at the end of the day, you're still mates, and then you have a laugh about it afterwards. So, it's all part of it.
And you congratulate each other as well. It's through the whole group.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If someone's put up a good fight, you'll always go and tell them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It makes it more fun if you're battling with somebody.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I remember there's been numerous interviews where someone's finished second to the winner, but they're absolutely ecstatic because it was such a good fight. And it's not always just about the win, which I know is what you're aiming for. But if it's been a brilliant fight, you'll have enjoyed that as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
It's all about having fun on track, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
We're all there for the same reason. We all got that adrenaline kick. If you haven't got somebody that you've not fighting with anyone, it's almost you're out on the front of the pack or the back of the pack, and don't lose the love, but you kind of wanting that adrenaline kick and having that into the corners. It's great.
Yeah,
you do see the times drop off every so often if you're not having a little battle. You think, well, I better pick back up again. They're catching up.
Yeah, wake up.
Right, especially if it's the last race on a Sunday at about 4:30 or something. You're thinking about how long you got to drive to get home.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, listen, guys, I know we could chat forever, but I want to do a quick round robin, give you the opportunity to thank any sponsors, family, whatever it might be. I started with you, Paul Sawyer, so I'll go with you again, mate.
Yeah, cheers. I mean, I've got so many sponsors to thank, really, with Silver Lake and Assured Systems and Edmondson Electrical, and there's a few others as well. We just picked up a new one called Get Goated as well. So they all make it happen for me. So without them, I'd be struggling to be racing. So I can't thank them enough, and obviously my family every time they come along.
Absolutely, nice one, Chris Johnson.
Yeah, I just want to thank M Level. Pit lane development, especially this year, providing 2 guys in the pits, it allows me to relax a little bit more, give them a few more responsibilities so I can focus more on the driving. Raxel, providing our tow vehicle. FSG for supporting off track with any maintenance. And I've got one already, which is not always good. Advanced Caravan Services.
I know that pressure, guys. If it makes you feel any better, is that you're going to forget one.
If I just do this, and then I can thank everybody.
Absolutely, I do love that. And last but by no means least, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, so much the same as Paul. I got too many people to thank almost. Family is the one that goes out to it. Racing's not easy on any. Especially got a little 9-month-old daughter. My wife brought her along to Man's Hatch. That was really nice to have her along with me. Sport her name on the car. But yeah, in terms of the sponsors, it's obviously Trundley Group, our main sponsor. We couldn't do it without our daily business activities. Cool Climate Solutions, we support 856 Foundation, which is a men's mental health foundation. Heatsink, JW Riley Contracting, M Ward Demolition, Allway Aqualine, and the list goes on. I must write a list for the next one, so that I don't miss anybody else. But couldn't do it without everybody, and that's much appreciated to be able to make it happen. Hopefully, bring a few more of the sponsors along to Donington's, where we're planning to do a bit of an event. So.
No, absolutely. Well, absolutely brilliant. Love, Paul Sawyer, you saying that Bobby Thompson's given you a bit of coaching. I remember that I provided media training for him the year that he started in British Touring Cars.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, lovely guy.
Nice guy. Yeah, really nice.
We always catch up, so make sure you say hi to him
I
from
will
me
do.
as well.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, wonderful opening race weekend in the S53s. Congratulations on your podiums and keep up the great work.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
See you again.
See you.
So now we turn our attention to the S56, which of course invariably tends to be the overall as well. And welcome to Ollie Willmott, Andy Langley. We'll also be catching up with Freddy as well. That will be a little bit separate, bringing them all together. They're like herding cats at the best of times. I'll start, it goes without saying, with Ollie Willmott. Ollie, defending the championship, kind of went rather well at Brands Hatch, the triple victory.
Yeah, it did. It was a quick one as well. We did a lot of work over the winter, and it definitely paid off.
Does that mean that you went in I never like to say knowing that you were going to do that, but really feeling confident that it was there?
No, we just, in nice English, we bought a bag of shit last year, and we decided to go further and rebuild it, and it just paid off massively.
So actually you went in a little bit unsure where it would be.
We had no idea. We were looking at times compared to last year. We didn't really test it because I've got 2 different jobs going and we live abroad, so it's all trying to plan it all. And we went in and it definitely paid off big time.
It didn't, it just? Andy Langley, greetings, Andy, the reigning R53 or S53 champion. That's probably not what you want to hear, really, is it, that?
Not really, no. I mean, we knew we were up against it this year, different car, but we still felt confident. But I mean, yours was all three third places, so you're banging on get the podiums in on the first race meet. I mean,
all things said, you can't be disappointed with that, surely.
I can be.
I was trying to be positive, Andy.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's first time in the 56 class. Yeah, to say where we were with that car, it's pretty good. We were hot on the heels of Freddy. We were pushing him along, which, it was looking promising. Just really didn't have an opening to get past Freddy. But yeah, to say we only did one dry test in it, we had a couple of wet tests. To say we only did one dry test in it, but I was happy with it. I was happy. I knew where we were. She's a handful at times, but yeah, we knew where we were.
Is it very different to the S53?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So obviously we're running the car. We're running the Clubman car, so it's a slightly different shape. We've got a bit of extra weight hanging out the back and a bit of extra length. So I guess for some corners it helps, bit of stability, but essentially, to set it up where you need it to be, she's very tricky. She can be a bit spicy in certain corners. So yeah.
I love it. I love to get that insight. I mean, Ollie, you got the 3 victories, but we're hearing from the guy that got the 3 thirds, and of course Freddie got the 3 seconds, is that there's no time to relax there, is there?
No, and when it's close racing, it's close, and it's a good feeling.
And I guess that's what you want, isn't it? You don't want it to be, pure domination anyway.
No, not at all. When the first race, or at qualifying as well, we were pretty gobsmacked how much further we were.
Fair play. Have you raced much at Brands Hatch?
Yeah.
So that helped us. That helped as well. Yeah. Then.
Yeah. Junior times and everything else.
Okay, yeah, I thought that you probably had. What I mean, I kind of almost have 2 questions here, really, Ollie. Is what, before you went into Brands Hatch, was your objective for the season, and what's your objective now you had that blistering opening weekend?
To win the title again, first thing, and we just went in with all the eyes open. We had a really good last year, and then me and my mechanic Ben, we worked together like dream team. So we went in and said we're just gonna blitz it, and we did it in a nice style as well.
I can't argue with that one at all. So going for the defence of it, but Andy, I can tell you've just got such a serious face about this. You're not going to let that happen, are you?
Try not to. Yeah. We've obviously got work to do. We know what was going on at Brands. Certain issues, power-wise, torque-wise, whatever. But yeah, we've got some things to figure out yet still. So, we'll see what happens. Watch this space, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, that first race meeting of a year is always a challenging one, isn't it? Because you kind of, even if you tried to do prep, there's this degree of semi-cold until you get going with that first race meeting.
Yeah, I mean, we did a test probably a couple of weeks before. It was, like I said, it was the only dry test we did, but the times, were way faster than last year. But obviously, Ollie raised that bar a bit more. So yeah, we knew we had some issues, but yeah, considering it was pretty good.
Are you obviously you come off the high of winning the S53 into this new car? Is there a degree of being, I'm going to use the word realistic. I don't mean it in that truest sense, but that's what people say about I'm going to be realistic. Or if you come in going, right, I've won that, I'm jumping into a different car, I'm gunning for the championship and going for it straight away.
Yeah, that was always the plan, to be honest. Yeah, that was where my head was.
And I'm the correct answer, by the way. I think that's brilliant. Again, race paddock, mini challenge Clubsport. It's such a vibrant place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great championship to be part of. There's a lot of familiar faces this year and some new ones as well, which is good. The grid's grown. It's good. Nice bunch of people.
Exactly. And I mean, Ollie, from your side, obviously you and your dad come over from abroad. It's got to be nice to have that sort of nice friendly paddock to spend that race weekend with.
Yeah, definitely. And like Andy said, if something goes wrong and you don't have enough people to help and you still want to get all those cars out on grid, that everyone just comes and asks, do you need help, blah, blah, blah. So it's a nice feeling.
I like that. That is really, really good. Big one then, opportunity to thank sponsors and family. Ollie, as you got the triple victory, I'll start with you. Who do you thank for that opening weekend?
Well, thanks to the family, of course. Thanks to Ben and the fellows speed shop. Without him and in his group, it wouldn't even be possible. And Ski Set Wengen. So if anyone wants to come and ski in this beautiful town, hit me up.
I'll just quickly make a note of that myself. I must be honest. I've never even been skiing, but it's on my bucket list. I got to be honest. Thanks, Ollie. Andy, same question to you, mate.
Yeah, so biggest thanks have got to go to Norfolk Cars, really. They've supported me right from the start, and, they've trusted me with their cars for the last couple of years. I know last year we weren't meant to be driving it, but this year was very much planned. So, yeah, big thank you to them for, everything they've done for me. Got to also thank Ben and Ian. So, we've sort of got our own little mini team, if you like, in the paddock, and we do a lot of things together. And also, they've given me a bit of work over the winter when things have been slow for me. So yeah, big thanks to them as well.
I do love that, and obviously, Ollie, you get the utopia is that, of course, it's dad and lad time, isn't it? With dad racing in the Cooper class as well. That's got to be cool.
It's a nice feeling, yeah. But the plan was to race together, but if we race in the same category, I don't think it would come out in the green side, let's say that way.
Yeah. I just thought it was brilliant that there was such a long pause then. I went, I've got you in trouble now, haven't I? But I think it was a good answer in the end. Andy, final question to you, really. We've just touched on how the 53 and the 56, you've raced a couple of the different cars. If anybody was umming and ahhing about racing these minis in the Mini Challenge Clubsport, what would your advice be as a car and a championship and getting to learn a bit of your craft as well?
I think really the best starting place, because I've done the Coopers as well, so it has to be in the Cooper class. I think more people should go into that, because they are just the best fun. They're amazing cars to drive. You're on it the whole time. There's no respite, and the numbers are bigger this year. So I'm actually, it was a difficult one this year because I'd have liked to have been in there too, having a good scrap. But they're great cars to learn in. I would definitely recommend people to, don't dismiss them. Just have a go in one, try it, and you won't regret it.
I love it. I'd completely forgotten you'd done the Cooper class as well, Andy. Apologies about that. That's a wicked answer, even better than I went for. Gents, listen, congratulations on a fantastic opening race weekend at Brands Hatch, and best of luck, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you as the season goes.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
Thanks, both. So this time I'm joined by Freddy Hewitt, who had a fabulous Brands Hatch as well. Well, I think it was, but I got a feeling that he's a bit frustrated. Freddie, thanks for joining me, mate. I know we're a week later than Ollie and Andy, but 3 second places. When I asked you that a second ago off air, you kind of went, average. It's still not a bad start to the season, is it?
No, it's not a bad start to the season. But I'm a born race winner. That's what I want to do. And that's if you're not winning, you're the first loser at least. And that's how I feel walking away from Brands Hatch.
I know we've all heard that phrase. It's so brutal, but I get it. I understand. And that's why I love commentating on you guys, because it's so competitive, which makes it so exciting. Can you recall, how did it actually go? How do you feel that the weekend evolved?
The weekend, how it evolved. Oh, that is a difficult one. Qualifying. Well, practice was started off with. Car felt pretty good. We were a bit concerned as to why we were a half second off Ollie. But when you look back at last year's practice and qualifying times, I was half second off Ollie. So it wasn't something to really be concerned about, because we then managed to have the race pace over him. But then going into qualifying, we still seemed to be off. Made a few changes with the car between qualifying and race one, to see, if it's me not being up to it. It's first round of the season. I've had a long time off. Done a lot of relaxing. So it could have been me. But yeah, we just seemed to be off on Ollie's pace. So then going into race one, got a great start. That's something we have been good at this year. One of the only things, I would say. Got a great start. Managed to hold the lead for the first lap, but Ollie just had enough grunt out of the last corner to get ahead, and from there just take over, really.
Fair enough. And I mean, this is the same car as last year, isn't it? Have you been doing much to it in the winter, or is it that age-old thing with racing drivers where you go, oh yeah, we're racing this weekend?
Yeah, it's like you finish last season and you say, oh yes, all right, we've got 6 months, months. and then people will ask you how the racing's going through the winter, and you're like, well, it's the winter, but it'll be coming up soon. And then all of a sudden it's like, click your fingers, we're here, time to load the trailer up and get racing. But no, we always just do the kind of standard pre-season checks, really. I've not got a massive budget. I can't go around throwing new parts on willy-nilly. So what I've got is what I'll take to the circuit.
Fair enough. I mean, all competitive edge aside, at the very least, it's a solid start to the season. You've got the good foundation to be able to work on from then. I'm sure it's a silly question when you've already expressed how competitive you are. What is your goal for this season, and what are your beliefs coming away from Brands Hatch?
The goal for this season, of course, is to win. There's anything else is not good enough in my mind, and yeah, that's the goal. That's what we want to do. That's what I show up for, because there's no better feeling.
I get that. So how do you feel about your chances as you come away from Brands Hatch? I mean, I'd imagine you're sort of back on the car a little bit.
Yeah, we're working on things back at base between Brands and Thruxton. There's always room for improvement. There's always things we can do. Set up, look at the suspension, look at power. What are we able to do? The car's been on the dyno a little bit, doing some checks, seeing if we're missing out in any small areas, because it seemed to be grunt where we lost out at Brands. So yeah, and it's one of those things with racing. There's always something as a racing driver that you want to be better, or better at. So that's what we're looking at.
That's fair, and I get it. Listen, well done on the clean sweep of seconds at the very least. There's good consistency there, and things like that can win championships. Best of luck carrying on, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you as the season evolves anyway. Who would you like to thank in terms of sponsors, family, all those kind of things?
There's a big list. We'll start with Paul at PJN, who's helped me out loads in the last couple of years. We've got Low Financial Solutions, who come on board this year as sponsors. We've got a partnership with Tough Stuff, great people to work with. We've got Pit Lane Development, who support people trying to get into motorsport with work experience. We've got Snap-on, our local Snap-on dealer, Simon. He helps us out with some tools. And I'm trying to think, we've got so many sponsors.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Or I'm going to be crucified if I miss someone out. Dad, mum, girlfriend, sister, because it's still her car I use to this day. And I owe her a bit of money for it, but we'll gloss over that one. And David, who comes along, our pit lane development worker, who comes along, and Callum for his support.
Fabulous. Listen, I apologise for putting you on the spot with that one. Well done. I'm impressed with the job you did there. If he's forgotten anyone, it's my fault. I didn't prep him. I was going to ask that, so bless him. Freddy, listen, thank you for joining us, mate. Well done on Brands Hatch. Best of luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Next up, we're going to catch up with the Cooper class and see how they got on at Brands Hatch as well. Delighted to say I've been joined by 3 of the 4 different podium visitors. Sadly, Jacob Baldry couldn't join us. Congratulations on your 3rd and pair of seconds, mate. But sorry that you can't join us for this one. But the rest of them are still here. I'm going to start, I've got to, Jacob Heap. Jacob, what a way to start the season at Brands Hatch with 3 straight victories. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, coming into the weekend, I didn't really know how it was going to plan out. First time being in the car since had accident middle of last year. Obviously, freshly built car. Didn't have a chance for any testing because we had issues with it and it kind of came down to the wire. So I thought, just to get on the podium would be really nice. And then to come away with 3 wins and 2 fastest laps as well. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant.
Wow, that is an incredible story. I mean, at which point did you start to sort of think, hold the fort, this is going rather well?
Yeah, well, I mean, in the first, I qualified second, which I was over the moon with, really. Daniel did a great job to come match his pace in qualifying. Then when it came into the race, I had a great battle with Daniel and Jacob Baldry as well. It was brilliant all the way through. I mean, I dropped to 3rd, and then I think Dan and Jacob had a bit of a moment together, and then I managed to sneak into 1st and then hold it out for the 1st win. And then second race, I was just defending the entire time. We're struggling with the clutch all weekend, so getting off the line was a bit hard at times, but managed to defend throughout that whole race. And clutch was getting worse throughout the weekend, so I thought I'd be happy just to finish on the podium for the 3rd race, whether that be 2nd, 3rd. And then had a brilliant battle with Jacob Baldry again, and to come away with 3 wins, it was absolutely brilliant.
And it is amazing when everybody tells us about how phenomenally competitive the Cooper class is. I think some of the others are like envious because it's just so back and forth. And so to see the 3 victories, that doesn't tell the tale in the slightest, does it?
No, I didn't come away with much of a lead at all. It was always really close every race, which makes it even more fun.
Yeah, exactly that.
Brands obviously doing the Indy circuit, the short circuit. The Cooper S's came up behind pretty quick, and as they were overtaken and coming around the outside of corners, the inside, I thought I was going to lose the lead a couple of times. But
because those guys behind you are waiting to take advantage of that chance.
Definitely.
There's no question about that. One of those, of course, Daniel Truman. Daniel, defending champion, of course, going into this year. Started well, that 2nd in the 1st race, but a pair of 5ths thereafter. I mean, is that just a sign of how competitive it is?
It is, ultimately. I mean, obviously started the weekend very well with pole, which was a little bit unexpected after practice. And similar to Jacob, they didn't get any testing, so the car was sort of fresh out of the winter. With completely unproven, really. So, to get pole was brilliant. And then, brilliant battle throughout race 1 with both Jacobs. Bit closer than it has been before, but it was brilliant fun. A lot of position changes and stuff like that. Never really knew where you were going to end up. And then The Sunday was a little bit frustrating for us, really. Struggled with sort of front locking throughout the whole weekend, but it became worse on the Sunday. And a little bit wrong place, wrong time, a little bit of, I could have positioned better, things like that. But sort of just didn't get the luck of the draw. But ultimately, it's testament to the competitiveness of the class and the championship. That pretty much everyone on the grid can win a race. And that's brilliant to be a part of, really.
No, and I mean, that is a great sign that as competitive as everybody is, they're still remembering that it's about enjoying it as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, sort of one of my highlights of the weekend was coming out of Clearways in the first race and looking in my mirrors and thinking that car's quite close, and then looking behind, to the point where I can see the whites of Jacob's eyes in my mirror, and then looking back again, you can see Jacob, Colin, everyone's there, all lining up, and that's brilliant racing. It's that's just fantastic.
I mean, I've got to ask you. Obviously, come into this year as the defending champion. Is the goal to actually defend that champion? And does that mixed bag to some extent of brands? Has it changed that? Has it focused you on certain things?
It's definitely Obviously, the aim is to win it again and keep championship. And it was definitely a wake up call. I need to find extra. I mean, you always want to find more, but it was definitely we need to find no stone unturned sort of thing. And between sort of brands and Thruxton, we pretty much did sort of 4 weeks on the trot, where every evening was just trying to find something. Is this perfect? Is this right? What can we do better? Going back through setup and data and all sorts of stuff. Just trying to extract the maximum, basically. As
I suspected that you would turn around and say, I mean, Jacob, I didn't ask you the question. You get those 3 victories. What has that now done for your targets for this year?
Yeah, definitely. My aim, since the first win in the first race really was, I want to go out and win that championship.
And that's a key point for me. So does that mean that ahead of that, it hadn't quite entered your mind to that much bravado, and that victory suddenly made you go, oh, hang on a minute?
Yeah, I mean, coming into the championship, my first year in this championship, did 2 years in a different mini class. Until the first race qualifying, you're not sure, how you're going to fare. Obviously, coming out of a pretty big accident last year, how am I going to drive? Because, it's always in the back of your head. But definitely after 3 race wins, go away now, focus on the car, let's get that right, focus on what I can do to improve, because like Dan said, there's always areas to improve in, and let's go out and win that championship.
That's fair. Last but by absolutely no means least, the madman from the mountain area, Colin Willmott. Colin, honestly, your big grin gets me every time, man. It really does. You finished with a pair of thirds in races 2 and 3. You kind of went the other way, where started with a 5th and then built to the pair of thirds. What was the story, first of all, of race 1?
What's your point with me going forwards?
No, it's all good. It's all good.
So since the last time, Chris, that I did a sprint race standing start, I think it was 20 years ago. And apparently since then they've introduced something called track limits. So I think I had four lap times deleted. I don't understand why. I took it up with the authorities. They ignored me. Didn't take me seriously. Naivety, ignorance, things have clearly changed since. So I've then had to change my driving lines, let's say, to stay within boundaries. So I think I forget where I qualified, 7th or 8th, I think. So had a great race to finish in 5th. I thought that's probably the position I was at coming out of retirement. The second race was a bit more fun, and I managed to Dan, did I hold off you for third?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a great race. Thank you. And you know, and then in the third race, I didn't have a great start. I think I dropped back a couple of places, but got myself back up to. Actually, no. In fact, Dan, did you had a battle with Dan Butcher Lloyd? Then I think I caught up on the back of both of you and sneaked past you with a couple of laps to go.
I think you did. I also remember following you very sideways down paddock as well. You got up the inside of Dan, and then I followed you through, and then was greeted by you pretty much broadside in front of me all the way down paddock. So,
somebody said that these minis were loose.
Yeah.
No, Chris, I had a whole load of fun. They're great. I think Dan said in the past a few times, the cars are great fun. They are often sideways as we're finding out. I start of the season, I could hear Jacob's answer, so I didn't have any preconceived plans, ideas, thoughts before the start of the season. We've bought the car kind of hoping to encourage more younger people to get into the series by offering it as a ride and drive. I have said that I'll always jump into it until we've got somebody that's willing to take over. So while it's there, while it's available, I'll jump in, I'll have a play. I didn't have any expectations. Have I got any now? Don't know. I'll let you know.
Well, that was where my mind was going. After getting that pair of thirds, it's like suddenly your mind suddenly goes, actually.
I quite like this. I might have another go. I love Thruxton. Again, I haven't driven that for 20 years, and yeah, a whole load of. Sorry, shouldn't be talking. I love the thought of Thruxton. I haven't been there for 20 years. The racing is great. I'm amazed at how close the racing is, and good and clean and a whole lot of fun and respectful.
100%. And, and I think that certainly we can get the impression from you that fun and friendly paddock as well.
It's a great paddock, and that's testament to Tom and his team, Glen and James. They all work so hard behind the scenes, and they are creating a great paddock, a great atmosphere. There was some threat about the Sunset Garden going, but I'm sure that was just a vicious rumor, and it'll be resurrected. Apparently, it's getting all too competitive.
Yeah, I'm watching Tom chuckling in the little camera behind beneath us right here. He is chuckling, although I think he's gonna have you for that one. But I love it. I love seeing such a friendly paddock, to say the least. I'm going to start with you then, Colin. I mean, normally at this stage I say, right, who do you want to thank in terms of sponsors and family? Obviously, your dad and Ollie, your son's racing as well. But is there still people that you thank for being there?
I've probably got to thank my wife, Tracy, for putting up with all of the demands that motorsport puts on a family. Yes. And Ollie's sat next to me. He's, his enthusiasm, his commitment to the cause, his determination. He's quietly confident, and he's good at what he does. And because of that, we have a great fun weekend. Ben, who looks after both of the cars alone, so he does it in his spare time outside of his workshop hours. Comes down to the race weekends. He looks after both cars. So Ben, fellow speed shop, needs a big mention. And our main sponsor, Ski Set Wengen, they're amazing.
Which is where you are right now, isn't it?
Which is where we are right now, yeah.
Did you sense the envy in my voice when I said that?
Yeah, although we've got cloud cover, it's not so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, no, it's and like I said, the racing, the championship. So again, thanks to all those involved with the organisation, they're doing a great job.
And final word with you, Colin, on this is because you've said it, that you've got this car and your objective was to, have it as an arrive and drive to trying to get youngsters is your number one remit, but other people. What would you say to somebody that is thinking that they want to go and race?
For me, I'd race a wheelbarrow. Getting involved with racing, any of it is super good fun. To get involved with this mini championship, like you said a few times, the paddock is super friendly. The paddock is super supportive. The racing is super close. It's proper one mate racing. Without spending big money, where else will you have such good fun? It's great.
I love it. Wonderful words, Colin. Thank you for that. Daniel, Truman, who would you like to pass thanks on to?
It's quite a few, to be honest. But start with team. So there's about sort of 8 of us who will make up the sort of team, who run it all behind the scenes, including me. So all of them put in a lot of effort and a lot of time. And as well, friends, family, for all their support, and sponsors as well. We've got a brilliant sort of community of sponsors now who will support me, and it simply wouldn't be possible without them. So a big shout out to Sawyer Models, Pit Lane Development, Filter Bowser, Man Motors. I'm going to be shot if I get this wrong. I had an order in my head, but it's all gone.
You're welcome.
Under pressure. DLF Domestic Services. On my t-shirts, I'll just do that. That's easy.
Yeah, it's all of it.
but all jokes aside, it's brilliant. The amount of support I have, and simply without them, it wouldn't be possible. So, thank you very much to all of them.
I love it when I put you guys on the spot with this. I feel evil, but then the grin takes form, so it's fine. And finally, Jacob Heap, obviously, what a way to start the season, the clean sweep of victories. Other than we should be thanking you because you're the one that dominated there, but who behind you needed to be there for that to be possible?
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't have done it without everyone, obviously, behind me. Big thanks to Pull Lane Classics for use of workshop and all the space tools they provide. Ian Myers Engineering for every time I blow up or damage an engine, he's always there to rebuild it. Mar Motorsport, who supply all my engine parts. Big thanks to Adrian from there. Pure Auto Design, they wheel refurbishment, sell wheels. That's why my wheels look so shiny and black at Brands Hatch. Still do, thanks to the clean racing that there was all weekend. And obviously the main man himself, my dad, couldn't do it without him. He's the one driving it all behind the scenes. So always massive thank you to him.
Oh, absolutely. Lovely sentiments. Listen, obviously, as I said earlier, sorry, Jacob Baldry, that you couldn't be here. Great third and pair of seconds. Well done, mate, on that one. I'm sure we'll catch up with you on another episode. But Jacob Heap with the triple victory. Daniel Truman trying to defend that title. He's on the podium as well. And Colin Willmott fought his way through to a pair of third places and has a massive smile on his face. I love it. Gents, thank you so much from the Cooper class for joining us on episode 1 of the talk show.
Thanks, Chris.
So we've caught up with all the drivers. We've got to catch up with the management, haven't we? We don't want them to feel left out, especially that Halliwell fella. He'll get all upset if we leave him out. Tom, Glen, welcome, guys. Season 2, episode 1. So good to see you both. I'm going to start with you, Tom. I mean, you just heard all the words from the drivers. What a great opening weekend.
It was. It's probably what we always aspired to with... everyone spoke about the close racing, and I can't thank Glen enough. The work he's done through the off season to bring that together. What we started with. Goodness, we're in now season 3 of 2020. Is it 23, 22 when we started? We started with a group of cars that had been highly modified, been allowed to do within reason. We were on power to weight. This is the first season where we've got the 56s and 53s on equality in terms of power, so they all have to run a set weight. We've now got equality across the Coopers with a championship map. So and the feedback's great. So yeah, it's been tough, but we're there. We're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn, that's been, I mean, what was it, 2 years ago that we last did the talk show, and you were very passionate and very involved, but it seems to have still continued to rise from there as well. I bet it's been hard work though.
Yeah, it's been entertaining at times, but yeah, I mean, that was always the kind of drive for me coming on board in the first place, was to try and make the racing as close as possible for everybody that's in it, and making the parity across the classes as good as we could get it. We tried some different things first year, and then the second year and the third year. This year, we certainly seem to have made big steps in the right direction with that. All the drivers seem to be fair, as best as drivers can be. They all seem to be fairly happy with what's going on. So, I think it's all gone really well. So, I mean, the race that brands obviously shows that it was good.
Yeah, I mean, good grid numbers and things like that. And Glenn, how much it not just about the drivers that are already there, but for the onlookers to consider joining, that's what they need to see, the fairness, don't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, you're always going to want, as drivers, they're always going to want to go to a championship where they feel they're going to have a fair chance of winning a race, and that's what we're aiming at. The amount of times I'm at a track and people ask us questions about the championships, like particularly since brands, the racing looks really, how do I get in? Or just recently I was at Snetterton on a track day, and I've had 3 people inquiring about joining the championship. So because of what they've seen, so it's an advert in and of itself. So that's quite good.
Exactly. And Tom, I mean, I know, because obviously you and I have known each other for many, many years now.
We have.
And I know in its early stages that how passionate you were about this, and you were completely aware of the challenge ahead of you. Hence, Glenn, was on board from the get-go. How proud did you feel then when you looked at 2026 new season? You've had challenges along the way, and then you've got this great looking grid.
I'm very proud. Not selfishly, but as a team, not only have this year, we're supporting the British trucks. So, we had a decent sized crowd at Brands Hatch, even with the weather. We're going to roll through Thruxton, into Pembrey, into Snetterton, into Donington. I mean, Donington alone at August, they're predicting 75,000 people plus coming.
Yeah, that's the
mini
truck fest, isn't it?
Yeah, so convoy. So we're on every round. We have a 15 race calendar over 5 weekends. Every round's 3. Got 3 races, but we're attracting big crowds. And for Mini Challenge Clubsport to be, with Ben Taylor and Simon Lambert to put on that was a big thing for us, and also our competitors. So, and that wouldn't have happened again without our championship stalwarts, the likes of Dan Truman and Freddy Hewitt, who've been there for years and from the outset and give it a go. And like they've all spoke about, that they're positive about it. The only problem for us now is it's getting quite competitive. So it brings a whole new set of headaches. So, but again, I'm proud that we've brought the headaches. So, yeah.
Yeah, no removing Sunset.
It's going to be good. No.
That's got to stay there, despite how competitive it is. I think that really sums up the year. Is there anything else that you want to say at this juncture? I know we'll catch up with you again as the year goes on anyway.
I think it's going to be an interesting year. That's all I'm going to say. I think it's going to be an interesting year. And I don't think the results from brands are the way that it's going to go for the year.
Yeah, I get you, as in that there was a degree of domination to some extent. But
Correct. And I think, to be fair, you've got some people who've got like Fred spoke about, and Andy spoke about, and all the others on the grid. Some people will test, some people, and round one's always such a tough one. You've got people who've had bum time, and then people will go away after that round one and scratch their heads and group again and go. So I think Thruxton's going to be an interesting one.
Absolutely, Glenn. That almost looked like a kind of a furrowed brow about how good it's going to be.
No, wait, you can't complain about something being good, can you? I mean, if you bring in problems onto yourself because stuff's too good, you can't really complain, can you? So
no.
I genuinely think throughout the season that we're going to get a massive mixed bag of results across all the classes. I think it's going to be really good.
Glenn, obviously I'm conscious that I've got you and Tom here, but of course it's not just you guys either, is it?
No, we've got James, obviously helps me on the technical side and helps Tom with bits and pieces as well. Obviously he's a bit camera shy, so he didn't want to come on tonight. We'll persuade him to show his face at some point. But I mean he helps out massively at weekends, helping with like Daryl, our scrutineer as well. James helps him a lot with like obviously after race part firmware stuff, getting cars where they need to be, getting stuff checked and all that sort of thing. So I mean, everybody that's on the team plays a massive role in making the championship what it is. So we couldn't do it without everybody, could we? So.
No, absolutely.
I can't really forget Amy either, because if we didn't have food.
And I think everyone, at the end of the day, this isn't our job, really. It's a job that we take. It's like a second job, really. It doesn't. It's a hobby, and so we're as keen as the drivers are, but in a different manner. So really, without like partners, Teresa, Glenn's other half, James, Luke, who works for me, who just loves it, comes down. It wouldn't really happen. So,
gents, thank you so much for taking the time to catch up on this. That's episode 1 done and dusted. Have a fantastic time at Thruxton, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, buddy. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Flag,